Reynor is not back yet, so I guess we have a minute or two. See that the boys are vetoing SHIN and NightMare. I casted these two guys when they played against each other last Wednesday in the Kung Fu Cup, and it really was an incredibly entertaining series. NightMare is very good, but he's just like Hero to some degree, where he's wild. And that often leads into very chaotic, weird, unique scenarios that are fun, difficult to predict. This is the... Actually, yes. I guess this is the one I was talking about. That's already a couple weeks ago. Not last Wednesday. Maybe I casted somebody else last Wednesday. I'm confusing my series. Doesn't really matter. So you guys can see, SHIN historically is the better player, but I do really think that NightMare has been able to step it up a little bit. Kind of enter the next level of being a Protoss player over the last maybe 12 months. He's been getting consistently better for a while. Used to be our gimmicky Protoss that would go for blink DTs of a very bad economy and hope to get a cheeky win, but he's just kind of capable of everything these days. Still aggressive, but capable of a lot more stuff than a couple of random DTs hoping to get lucky and straight up win the game. Please tell Reynor to stream a little bit more of Korean ladder. I miss his streams. I'll let him know. I think he has played a lot of ladder though for you guys. I know that the VODs are not available when somebody is streaming from Korea. That is something that Twitch had to implement a while ago because apparently it was very expensive for them to run Twitch services from Korea. But the live streams are fun. I recommend them. And I think Reynor has been putting in serious work. I don't know how much he streamed last month, but I think it was close to 100 hours. Which I'd say is pretty good for a man who's also playing in a lot of tournaments that he's not allowed to stream. And on top of that, he's been traveling a little. Played in GSL. So I don't think we have much to complain about when it comes to of the amount of content that Reynor has been putting out. And what's also tricky for guys like Reynor, and that goes for players like Lambo and Harstem as well in the European scene, is just that they are so freaking good that they can't always stream. Because there are just going to be periods for like 8-10 hours straight where there is no one that is on their level that's playing Starcraft. So sure, they can stream, but what then will happen is that either they have to smurf, and obviously they don't want to do that, or they just sit there and they have to search 5, 6, 7 minutes for a game, and then they get somebody that's 1500 MMR below them. You know, they're going to run into me. And that's obviously not very fun for them, and not for me either. So there are only a select few hours a day where they can actually justify streaming ladder and make it fun for you guys to watch. Suffering from success, as DJ Khaled would call it. Mm-hmm. And we have a map order. Apparently, it is going to be Site Delta. That will be our opening map. Second map is Dynasty. That has potential. Third map would be Crimson Court. And the fourth and fifth, if you get there, and hopefully we do get there, it will be Ghost River and Amphion. Roddy, do you have any advice for new players that people never talk about? It's hard to really come up with a magical line that's going to make everybody a little bit better. But I like what Lambo said a while ago, and I truly stand by that. And it's something I've said many years on my stream too. Is that the number one mistake that lower ranked players make, or new players, is that people take too many gases early. If you take a lot of gases, you slow your mineral income down, and if you slow your mineral income down, you can't really grow the way you're supposed to grow in a game of StarCraft 2. Whether that's by expanding, or production facilities, or just units. So, minerals first, gas second. If you keep that in mind, you should be able to get a couple of nice build orders and get yourself well set up for the early mid-game, or even proper mid-game, late-game, etc. Zero stream has showed that a lot. Crazy long search times. Yeah, I feel like for the Europeans, the sweet spot is maybe between, let's say, 2 p.m. and 9 p.m. Perhaps 10. Anything before or after. They can go live, they can try to stream, but they're just going to be sitting stuck on Battle.net searching forever, and then when they do get a game, what even happens sometimes is they finally get a game, and then their opponent will leave immediately, because they feel it's pointless to play the game if you're 1500 MMR lower. They just don't want to do that. So yeah, they got to be a little picky about their slots, and the same goes for Korea, and when Reynor is there. I believe the Koreans like to stream, or like to ladder a bit later, so maybe 4 p.m. Korea time till 11 or 12. I think that's a decent time for someone like Reynor to play ladder right now and also stream it for you guys. Reynor, are you back yet? Ready, I beat my first 5k Terran with Phoenix yesterday. Vamos! Alright, Shin has hosted. We're gonna try to enter the lobby. We still need Reynor. We still need Reynor. Reynor took a proper break, guys. TKO is here. Saber, our Chinese caster, is here. NightMare and Shin are here. And there is Reynor. He's joining the lobby too. So we're about to kick things off with a PVZ. I'm looking forward to Reynor's very neutral analysis. Oh, I think he's... I thought he was joining, but it was just somebody who invited Reynor. I'll let the players know. Okay, there's Reynor. Ready when you are.
Hello, I'm back.
I noticed, mate. So you joined the lobby. Welcome back.
Thank you, thank you.
Took your
Side
time.
Delta first.
Took your time there, mate. You're not gonna tell me you're tired after a single best of 5, eh?
No. I'm used to the professional casting now.
Quick question,
I
Reynor.
worked
What are
long
the...
hours.
Sorry, mate, to interrupt you there. Quick question. What are the best times for you to play ladder right now when you're in Korea?
Oh, well, the way Korea ladder works is that it's giga dead before 6 p.m. Like, legit, you cannot find an opponent. Not even like the 5Ks. It's just dead.
Okay.
So they start playing from 6 to 7 p.m. and they go on until like 3 a.m.
Oh, okay. So they go deep into the night.
Yeah. Like, you can find 6-5, 6-6 at 3 a.m., honestly.
Sick. Warriors of the night, assemble.
They're absolute legends here, man.
Alrighty, guys, let's go ahead and do it. Hop into our second best of 5 of the night. After this, we've got a fun one between Solar and Cure. And then, of course, last but certainly not least, we've got Reynor versus Oliveira. Reynor will be playing that one, so I'll be solo casting. This one should be fun, should be fireworks. I think we're going to have a good time watching this. In the bottom right side, we're looking at the main base of the man who used to be known as Ragnarok, now goes through life as Shin.
And in the top left of Side Delta, we have one of the better TOS players at the moment, in my opinion. It is NightMare.
Yeah, I really kind of feel like he took Zaun's spot, right? Where obviously a lot of the focus when it comes to Korean Protoss is on Hero. We all love seeing Stats and Trap play some Starcraft again, but it used to kind of be Hero first, Zaun second, Zaun goes away. And it really does feel that NightMare has leveled up as a player and he has...
Yeah, I think it's between Stats and NightMare for second place right now in the Protoss, Korean Protoss scene.
Above Classic?
Yeah, I think so. I think NightMare is better than Classic.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I think the NightMare, I was practicing a lot with him for GSL. He's actually like pretty good.
That's awesome. Happy to hear. I feel like obviously they play very different, where Classic is a little more macro-oriented. NightMare is a bit more like Hero, where he wants to be in the face of whoever he plays. Doesn't matter if there is a Protoss, Terran, or a Zerg on the other side of the map. NightMare likes to be out on the map, likes to be aggressive, likes to find economic damage. Well, Classic is a bit of the opposite, right? It's kind of scout, react, defend, and then do 7 different strategies at once, and very often get away with it.
Yeah. Classic is a big fan of glaives right now. They have like quite a different playstyle, as you mentioned. Classic is he basically plays glaives every single game nowadays against Zerg. And NightMare is more of a Stargate boy.
Stargate into whatever the follow-up may be. Sometimes Sentries, Immortals, sometimes Blink Stalkers, sometimes Zealots, with or without +1. Perhaps even Glaives once in a blue moon, right? Oracles into Glaives. I guess that's a possibility.
Yeah, he can play pretty much everything. He also is quite a fan of DT drop nowadays, NightMare.
Even after a Stargate?
No, not after a Stargate.
Ah, okay.
that would sound something like you would do, honestly.
Sounds like a Christiana build to me.
Don't mention that guy.
Why?
He gives me nightmares.
So far, everything is looking relatively standard. 3 minutes into Side Delta. Somebody in the chat asked, by the way, what about Creator? Where would you rank him above all, among all those great Protoss players?
Well, I think it's Hero, Stats or NightMare, and then Creator probably. Tied between Classic, I would say they're around the same.
I feel like Classic
Creator
is
is a
better
little
in
bit
the other
more-
matchups though. Like in maybe you're mostly thinking PVZ, but
Yeah, mostly because obviously I play against them, so
yeah. Because if I'm
I don't know.
thinking of
Playing against them.
the PvP and the PvT, I think I kind of favor Classic a little over at least some of them, if not all of them even.
Yeah, I would say Classic maybe is a little bit above the Creator right now. They're similar MMR though. Classic doesn't play much ladder. Creator is around 6'4", 6'5". I can always tell it's Creator because he just makes an army and A moves me. And the way he A moves me is very peculiar.
Different kind of A move.
Yeah, different kind of A move. He pre-splits his army and then A moves, so his pre-split doesn't exist anymore. That's usually Creator.
Second Oracle is about to come out for NightMare. Went up to 3 bases very quick, obviously. I mean, sure, it's safe. You've got the 2 adepts, you've got the Oracles roaming the map, and Shin hasn't really built any units yet, so you can absolutely get away with it. But quick third base for NightMare before the 4-minute mark.
Yeah, it's pretty standard nowadays in PvZ. NightMare is very defensive with his Oracles. He's not looking to try and find damage so far. I'm excited to see what Shin does, man. I'm taking out my notebook because I feel like Shin has a good style in ZVP nowadays.
Plus that Solar is also still getting very good results in the matchup.
Yeah. Like I've been thinking, the wilder you are and the more aggressive you are in ZVP right now, the more successful you are. Because I think sitting back and defending all of that is not it at the moment.
Well, we're about to watch Yona do his thing in Dallas.
Well, I'm so excited for that, you have no idea.
He's gonna show us that defensive Zerg ain't dead yet. NightMare's here with 4 adepts and a couple of oracles, but he's gonna cancel that shade. Shin is opting to go for +1 melee here. Most of the time when I see +1 melee this quickly, I just have the feeling they desperately want to drop a Spire and they want to play Midas. But it can obviously still be Roachling, Ravager Bane as well.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of +1 melee delayed layer into Mutas. It's usually not the best strategy. You can see that Shin didn't even start his lair yet, so it's gonna be giga late Mutas if they are. I would be more inclined to say he's probably gonna go for a Hydraling Bane here. Yeah. This smells like more of a Hydraling Bane. Now every time the Baning is mentioned, I start crying a little bit because I just don't think this unit works, but we'll see.
These adepts are gonna get surrounded, but they will shade back safely to the center of the map. Very uncharacteristically safe game by NightMare so far. NightMare normally all about the YOLO shades, like let's go ahead and trade out a couple of units, kill a few drones. It's all about containing the creep. And he's doing a good job in that regard.
Yeah, absolutely. He's getting good trades with the Oracles and Adepts here. It's denying a lot of creep. Just being annoying. Like, this is giga annoying for the Zerg. Because obviously you want to be spreading out creep and stuff, but NightMare doing a good job of that. Getting a War Prism. This is very uncommon. Probably gonna be like some... what is this? 7 gate pressure with a lot of stalkers. Personally, I'm not a big fan of this. I prefer when Protoss players just go into Storm and play their own game, but...
Yeah, but this is NightMare.
As you mentioned, yeah, exactly. This is NightMare. He's a little bit wild.
NightMare loves to attack. We've got +2 melee getting fired up. Roach Warren getting dropped now as well. It feels like a very late Roach Warren. So the focus really was on Lings and Banes for a while. Perhaps he was anticipating some sort of a Zealot opening. And I do think that the quick Baneling opening is very good if the Protoss player just sits there and rallies 12 Zealots with +1 to the other side of the map.
Yeah.
Kind of confused about this late Roach Warren.
Yeah, I don't mind it, honestly. I think he's gonna try to go into Ravagerling Bane. That I don't really like personally, but I think Shin is gonna get a cancel on this 4th base here with his Links. Well, he's not gonna go for it. But I don't mind the position for Shin. He's going for a lot of Links. And NightMare is very focused on Stalkers. Still on 4 gases, gonna go for a Robo Bay. Which I don't mind. But Shin morphing in 10 Bailings as well on the other side of the map.
By the way, NightMare has lost 0 units so far. In a 7-minute, 35-second game, he has killed 37 Lings and 2 Overlords, and he's lost absolutely nothing.
Yeah, the guy's clean, man, I'm telling you. He's not bad.
It's cool as well, right?
See out of Showtime.
Because he used to kind of be a tiny bit of a gimmicky Protoss, where it was all about these crazy builds and hoping to catch the opponent off guard. Not totally ready for this one though. This is where you can really use your oracles. We don't have a shield battery.
What the hell?
That forward blink is indeed a bit ambitious too. Those oracles are still pretty far away. I mean, I don't think NightMare is in any danger of dying. But what he is in danger of is losing a lot of expensive units against just Zerglings. Shin, in a game where it felt like not too many things went his way, finds a pretty decent fight there. Killed 6 Stalkers, 5 Zealots, and that's a straight up kill obviously on the Nexus. The Nexus was done. Not cheap, but I think we can justify it.
Yeah, I don't mind this position from Shin, honestly. Like, he's getting a lot of roaches. He's gonna go for a +2 bailing attack here. And NightMare, he delayed his tech a lot to build these stalkers and this one prism that he's just patrolling on the left side. He's basically an observer at this point. So I'm not quite sure how he's gonna hold it. Contamination on the robo as well. This is gonna be quite a push from NightMare, from Shin, honestly. He's going for an infestation pit as well behind it. Not the biggest fan of it, but I'm sure Shin knows what's up here.
I mean, +2 is important, but if that Colossus comes out, if the Colossus stays alive for a little while, I do believe there is a world where NightMare can hold this. 3 Oracles is still alive too, as he's going to activate Pulsar Beam. They're putting in serious work in the back. So far, it's only 5 probes that are dying. Baneling's looking for some connections with literally anything they can find, as Karosaval is getting spammed. Where is that Colossus, by the way? It's just chilling. That Colossus is doing absolutely nothing in the natural. It would have been pretty useful in this fight.
Yeah, I think NightMare is gonna be able to hold here though. Even without Colossus, that was quite the fight he took with the Oracles in the back, putting in a lot of work. And if NightMare can stabilize here, I love his position. He has to be really careful he doesn't lose this one Colossus. And yeah, even if Shin snipes the 4th, I don't hate it, but it's not gonna be easy, that's for sure.
Stalkers are going to be in a bit of a pickle here, as there are still so many Zerg units remaining. A single battery, a single cannon would be so freaking useful, but he didn't have it. So that's minus 20 probes, that is minus a lot of Stalkers too, and it actually seems that Shin is going to get done what he is looking for. This should be back-to-back kills on the 4th base. He's still on 73 work. Whoa,
Ooh.
double kill on
Double.
the Oracles as well. Yeah, that's got to be one of the best feelings you can ever have as a Zerg player.
Yeah, absolutely, I can confirm it. When they go FK with the Oracles and you just get the snipe, love it. NightMare is gonna push him back, but he lost a lot of probes and losing the 4th base as well. Shin is also getting a hive, he's gonna go into Vipers most likely. NightMare does have a lot of gas, and he warps in sentries. I would have loved him to drop a Templar Archive here, honestly. But it doesn't look like he's gonna go for it.
Maybe this feels like that's gonna take too long because they need to wait until that's done, and I think he just kind of wants to go for the Hail Mary attack. He knows he has taken too much economic damage, he's lost too many probes, lost the main base or the 4th base twice, and he's just gonna try to get one good fight, hoping maybe that the Ravager count is low, and at the moment it is kind of low, it's only 2. But I believe that Shin will always be able to crank out enough units here. I think we have a Baneling run by as well. The 3rd NightMare, who's already hurting for cash, is going to be hurting for a little while longer, as that is minus 15 workers again. NightMare knows that this is it now or never, but this Protoss army just does not seem powerful enough to get the job done.
It's basically mass sentries and 2 Colossus.
That's a lot of
I
sentries. 18! 18 sentries.
I don't think it's gonna happen here, man. Let's see how the force fields are. Force fields are pretty good, but on the long run, Shin is always gonna win this. Nice force fields on the right side here.
I may hope that the force fields are good when we have 18 sentries, to be fair.
The Vipers are coming in, they're gonna destroy the force fields as well, and that's gonna be it. I would like for NightMare to stabilize the game even more, because we know Shin is giga aggressive and he's always gonna try to kill you as fast as possible. He's not the kind of guy to go for a straight up late game or straight up lurkers. So yeah, GG. Nicely played by Shin with those links. I think the trade on the right side on the 4th base with the links when he killed the 4th base at first, that was game turning, because I looked at the resources lost. As you mentioned, NightMare before that didn't lose a single unit, but then after that it was basically even. So yeah, very well played by Shin there.
It kind of felt there was a 3-step plan on the side of Shin, where first he's like, I'm gonna try to get a cancel on the 4th base, make sure there are no static defenses there. Shows up with a lot of links, he softens up the Nexus, he doesn't kill it, but obviously it was impossible for NightMare at that point to warp in cannons and batteries. Then you have the follow-up attack, where he actually kills the base successfully, and once more pylons get taken out, no cannons, no batteries. And then obviously we had the 3rd final attack where he gets the job done, where maybe that Colossus could have shown up a little bit earlier and he killed the Oracles towards the end. But it kind of felt the non-stop leaning on NightMare, making it so difficult for NightMare to get one of these sweet Protoss bases where you have a bit of a sim city. You've got multiple pylons, you've got multiple batteries that even the first one, if it goes down, you can still overcharge the second one, and then cannons can put in some work. Just felt that Shin did a really good job in ever preventing that setup from getting on its way.
I like how Shin just said go and NightMare didn't say anything and he just went. I love it.
You think it's feisty?
Absolutely based by Shin. Yeah, he doesn't care. And this is nasty, man. We're playing on Dynasty. How come Shin didn't veto this map? This is very surprising to me.
He's got a plan.
But let's see. Let's see. Let's see what he does. I'm excited.
The bottom left side of Dynasty, we are looking at the main base of the man who was known as Ragnarok for many years in the scene of Starcraft 2. Now goes through life as a Shin, taking the 1-0 lead, staying on a relatively low drone count, not mega low, but just making that many units of low 70s. I'm sure that you would consider that pretty low.
Yeah, it's pretty low, man, especially for me. I'm a 80, 90 kind of guy. And yeah, in the top right of Dynasty, we have the Protoss player down 0-1. It is NightMare.
Does always seem like the Koreans. Wow, he's gonna take the pocket expand? That's all right.
That's quite something.
Maybe he's gonna do that queen trick with the crypt tumor on the other side or the queen on the other side, and then we get a spine and a spore, and we can still somehow get this going.
Yeah, but you're still behind because the Toss can just mine comfortably. Like, I just don't understand why he didn't veto this map, but I'm excited. It's like this is the first veto for every single Zerg.
Mm-hmm. Man's
Shin
got a
is
plan.
just maybe built different. Yeah, he's built different. He knows something we don't, that's for sure.
I just got a delivery of Pokemon cards, mate. I'm very excited for this.
Hell yeah.
I wonder if it's a thing in Korea, because in Japan it's massive, but I wonder if Koreans.
I was shopping this morning with my friend, and we saw a bunch of Pokemon cards in the shop.
Is it
was like a
English or
clothing
do they
shop.
have South Korean cards?
I think it was English, honestly, but
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
Could be. All right. Did you pick up some?
No. Should have, maybe.
Yeah, you never
Next
know.
time.
Maybe you'll pick up a gem, mate. NightMare is aware of the opening that Shin is going for. It is incredibly tempting, obviously, to feel like I should make 2 adapts. I should send them to the other side of the map because adapts can one-shot drones, and yeah, that is definitely.
It's gonna make a spine. It's gonna make a spine on the other side, I think.
Oh, because the drone is already heading this way. Yeah,
Yeah.
that is fair. Twilight Council getting dropped, Resonating Glaive, or potentially even Archon drop.
Yeah, it's most likely gonna be Glaives here. Glaives is just super common on this map because you can get the benefit of like the aggression of Glaives, and you can also like expand super fast due to a gold base. So it's very common for people to just make Glaives here.
If I'm a Protoss, by the way, what I kind of like is just taking my regular expand and then taking the gold as my third. I feel like that's kind of a nice way to play this map. Or do you think that the way
You
that
think so?
NightMare is doing it is superior?
Nah, I think you always take the gold first. It just brings so much benefit, and also like don't forget, in most cases, Zerg doesn't even try to take this gold base first, because you have to like make a spine and other stuff. Here's gonna be that DT drop. Yeah, exciting.
Has potential here as well, right? Because obviously a War Prism should be able to get a lot of value with 2 Archons. This Spine, like, it's gonna buy some time, but a Spine Crawl is not gonna win the fight against 2 Archons and maybe even a Warp in of a Zealot to tank a couple shots for all I care. I don't like it. Curious to see where
Shin is
NightMare is
gonna
gonna
see
go
it.
with this.
Shin is gonna see it instantly. Just YOLOs the Overlord in. Love it. I don't know. That spore of Shin was giga early as well. Even if it was meant for an Oracle, that was like 15 seconds early. But I like the grind.
It's better to be safe than
Usually-
sorry. So far, at least, he's getting away with the gold that people always say that you can't really get away with. He's getting value out of it. He's getting a nice setup, spreading some creep. Kind of like where Shin is going so far. Like, he's making this look like he should be able to deal with whatever is heading his way.
Yeah, I think Shin is gonna be fine here. I would like to see a lair go down personally.
The supply
'Cause it's
block, by
carried
the way,
the
is
DTs.
very painful, mate.
Yeah, it is. It is. Does he have any units? Let me check. Yes, 8 links. That's not enough for high time for DTs. But even like dealing with 2 Archons on the other side of the gold base, it's gonna be hell, man. It's gonna be hell for sure.
Yep. Like, I would actually really like it if NightMare just gets a few more units here other than the Archons. Once the Archons
Even like a
stand...
couple of Stalkers, right?
Yeah, just like 1 or 2 to get some consistent damage in there. I'm gonna go ahead and lead the charge. Can you avoid? Yes, you can actually. Spine crawler hits with the warp prism.
Yeah, you can.
That spine is looking pretty awful over here. Well, the spine will fall, and Shin is now about to realize why almost every single Zerg player vetoes Dynasty as first. He's like, man, I kind of like my setup. I've got a spine, I've got a couple queens. This is going somewhere, right? Wrong. It's not going anywhere.
Wrong, buddy. Yeah, there's a reason why we all veto it, and we're not like trying to gaslight anyone here. But Shin, maybe he thinks different. It's kind of surprising that NightMare goes back here. I don't see any reasons for him to not just stand behind the gold base.
Yeah.
Even like as I mentioned, warping like 2 stalkers, it's gonna be hell for Shin to deal with. He's gonna grab a queen. He has to be careful here.
Oh, he has
my
to be
God.
really careful. Jeez Louise, that is mega close. 7 HP on the Warp Prism, carrying 2 Archons. It will live. Shin was supply blocked again, by the way, at 82. But he has managed to stabilize. I am completely with you, though, because now you've taken so much freaking damage on these Archons. You're allowing the Zerg player to mine from the base they were not able to mine from for the longest time. And now, actually, they are just able to saturate it once more. It felt that NightMare was exactly in the place he needed to be, he wanted to be. And then he just let go of it. Yeah, sure, he killed the queen. I don't know why these drones are not mining, by the way, but it
Oh
could
my
have been better, right?
God. That's painful. Holy smokes.
Poor Shin. First they're not mining, finally sensitive to mine, they all clump up, then they get one-shotted.
Yeah, this is actual hell. I think Shin is not gonna let this map through ever again, but we'll see.
It's good news for
He
you, though,
also,
mate.
like, let's not forget, he made 3 spines as well.
Splash damage, going to get a double kill on the queens. That is not going to happen. Does get another one, so that is 2 queens in total. 10 drones have fallen. I mean, roaches are cheap though, Reynor. You know, you can build a lot of roaches of a relatively ghetto economy.
Yeah, you can, but Protoss players can also build immortals. And NightMare is moving out here. I'm not the biggest fan of that, but obviously he doesn't know what we know. That Shin is just making roaches. NightMare actually has to be really careful because Shin has a crap ton of stuff on this side of the map.
Yep.
He's also skipping the upgrades completely. So
This is one of these move outs that would make sense if your Zerg player is still transitioning, going up to 4 bases, dropping an infestation pit, right? Then this is a perfectly fine move out and it's probably going to be very successful. If you're attacking into the guy that was already on planning attacking you, well, the game has gone good enough that he might be able to get away with it, but it's very unnecessary.
yeah, it is very unnecessary. These zealots are actually getting a good fight here. Kudos to NightMare for the force fields, also dodging the corrosive bites at the same time. These force fields, man, are putting in work. Look at that. A lot of roaches are just dying. The immortals. 8 kills on the immortals already.
It's still going
Gosh,
strong.
these units.
Ravager is obviously very expensive units, especially if you're only working with 44 drones on the side of Shin. NightMare now realizing that his opponent has a silly amount of units, and he's obviously not crazy. He knows he's killed a lot of drones, so he must be aware that the current economic situation is looking very good for him. He is going to fire up a disruptor. I think we can just stay here. Would have loved to see an observer, by the way. A single observer would have made his life a lot easier here. But with or without an observer, NightMare's got to be loving life. As long as he doesn't do anything silly here on creep, he should be fine.
Oh my God.
Loses the first immortal. Is actually in danger of maybe losing all those sentries in the second immortal too. Is going to warp in a few more units. Really wants to take this fight. Has to be careful. He doesn't lose the prism. Will lose the prism. Uh-oh.
There's absolutely zero reason for NightMare to be here, but he's getting a good enough trade where it doesn't really matter. The Immortals are absolutely putting in the work here. He's killing all the Ravagers, he's killing all the Roaches. Even if Shin cleans this up, let's not forget he's mega all-in, so I don't think he's going to be able to achieve anything on the other side of the map. But that was very unnecessary from NightMare, I believe. Like the moment you see there's 50 Roaches and you know you killed a lot of drones, you just go back. But it is NightMare after all, so...
It's funny as well that Shin got a bit
here.
fortunate there. He mined out the gold minerals, so those links actually came in as a very nice flank, getting on top of that Immortal immediately. Otherwise, I think that final Immortal would have potentially been able to win the fight. One thing that could become annoying now, though, is that Shin can say, hey, now it's my turn, and these gold minerals have also been mined out. So he might just be able to get on top of the cannon, on top of the battery here. Gateway is not going to buy too much time, and even if it would buy some time, it's going to get killed, by the way. NightMare's coming in from the bottom. Alright, he says go ahead and go invite yourself, as he now walls him in with a warp in. That is a very cool Zealot warp in. Oh my goodness. Oh, it's a shame that Nova didn't connect in a bigger way. We have 2 more disruptors that are very exposed. I mean, NightMare should always be okay here. Man, that had the making for one of the sexiest Novas in a little while. It's unfortunate it didn't play out like that.
Yeah, exactly. But Shin is completely desperate here. He also is mining out the gold base as well. He barely has any income left. Pretty sure this game is just done and dusted, and there it is. GG. It's gonna be 1-1.
That could have had such a nice ending. You know what, Shin? You should have just given it to him, mate. And let him wall you in with that Zealot Dwarf in, and let him land at the perfect Nova where all of your units are still trying to go through that gap. If the game is over anyway, you may as well could have given me a clip that I can get a lot of views on. Like, come on, mate.
Yeah. Unbelievable behavior out here by Shin, but look at the supply blocks. 223 supply blocked in a 10-minute game. That's quite a bit. That's your kind of supply blocks, no?
My?
Yeah.
What are you saying F me for? What did I do? Why am I catching strays here?
Actually, you never get supply blocked. You take a base and you build a fortress.
Yeah, I was about to say, you cannot tease me for building too many pylons and being supply blocked at the same time.
I love it, man. Whenever I turn in your stream, you have like 500 minerals, you broke as shit, and you just bam, Nexus, pylon, double gas, long distance mining.
It's because I have lost. If I take an expand and I lose the only pylon I have there, I can't warp in units. I need to move units over. Like, I actually need to play Starcraft 2. I'm not good in that, mate. Alrighty. Round 3. In the top right side of Crimson Court, playing a fun series so far. Unfortunately, could not really get away with the gold on Dynasty. But hey, he gave it a shot. Representing... Who is he representing right now, mate? It is Shin. Is he still looking for
I actually don't know.
Just Google
Isn't he still Mr. Gaming? Or am I tripping?
Yeah, but why is he not representing him? Gaming Gladiators, GG.
Oh,
yeah.
Gaming Gladiators, yeah.
The other day I said GG and someone was like, GG is not a team, Roddy. And I was like, I kind of thought it was, but what do I know? The Gaming Gladiators.
It is a team.
Sounds good.
Game Gladiators, I like it. NightMare is representing Bleed.
Yep.
That's a new team.
Yeah, he also recently joined them. It's very cool to see a lot of new orcs entering Starcraft 2. Year 2024, and we're actually getting new teams. Some of them very big. Virtuous Pro picking up Australia. That's a cool one, too.
Yeah, I saw that.
Max
I heard
Angel.
some rumors as well of other stuff, but obviously can't mention it here.
Of teams, you mean, that are interested?
Yeah.
Anything spicy?
Oh yeah, it's spicy, man.
Big?
Some big teams, maybe. Yeah, very big.
100 Thieves. Is Valkyrie gonna play 2v2 with us?
Oh, fucking would love to, man.
One
Maybe
day.
we can get Pokey on board as well.
One day, just a free-for-all with Valkyrie, Pokey. Woo, our game will be booming. Smix actually was in my chat yesterday. That was awesome. See, wish me a happy partner anniversary. Have you done that yet, Reynor?
I did actually. I went into your channel. I sent the message that comes up automatically in Italian.
Yeah. Was it yesterday or the day before? Because I didn't see you.
I think it was the day before,
Okay. So
but I can't remember.
you were early. You were one of the first.
Yeah, I think so.
And
I
here-
definitely did it.
And here I am, making you feel bad.
Unbelievable.
Crimson Court, mate. I feel a lot of commentators like to always talk about two base Protoss all-ins on this map. And sure, I've seen a couple of them. But if I think of this map and I think of this matchup, I actually think a lot more about Zerg aggression and taking the rich Vespian guys who are in the center of the map. But how do you experience Crimson Court?
Oh, Crimson is definitely a queen walk map. Like, Zerg is always going to be aggressive on this map, like 90% of the time. You have the rich gas, you have the... Like, this map is giga short as well. It's like 34 seconds of walking distance, so... It's pretty good for Zerg. And it's going to be another DT drop. It's exciting.
Yeah. He did get
I told you NightMare is a fan.
He did get dissatisfying
I'll start
Archon hits last game with all those drones clumped up at the gold. There's nothing better, mate.
Yeah.
I know you said you had a couple of things that you truly enjoy. I feel like it's rare as a Protoss player, but if you do get the satisfying Archon hits, I am very tempted to say that nothing feels better.
That's possible. Haven't experienced the other side of it many times.
But also, I'm sure you've had a couple good Archon hits yourself. You've played enough Protoss.
Yeah, I definitely did.
Seeing a bunch of Vikings
Protoss is so
clumped
fun.
up or Corruptus,
Oh yeah,
it's gotta feel good.
oh yeah. It really does. I had an insane Archon shot actually against Wayne in the ESL spring. I'm not sure if you remember this on Golden Aura, where I recalled everything except 2 Archons. I had like carriers and stuff, and he clamped up like 30 Corruptors, and I killed 18 with 2 shots of Archons.
Yeah, I think I remember. Was that at the bottom side of the map in the late game? Or-
Yeah, yeah. It was near the watchtower.
Yeah. No, I saw that.
That was
yes.
very satisfying.
Yeah, see? So you know what I'm talking about. Hey, that's a lot of
Yeah, I
gates,
know
by
what
the
you're
way. That's
talking about.
one more gateway than we normally get. Actually, that's a few more gateways. What the hell is this? What is NightMare cooking?
I don't know.
Zealot Archon? Sending it?
6 gates. 6 gates.
I think it's
yeah,
more
I
than
don't
that.
know.
I think it's
This-
7. 4.
Oh yeah,
plus
it's 7
3.
gates. I don't know. This is like a Christianity build or something. I've never seen this.
It's funny as well, man, because sometimes you really try to analyze builds, and then if you ask the pro gamer about it, it's just like, why did you go for 7? He's like, don't know, I had extra money. Felt like I could afford it. It's like, why not 8? He's
Felt
like,
right.
too committed. Why not 6? Not aggressive enough. It's like, alright, 7 it is.
Just gotta find the sweet spot.
Yeah.
What can you do? But I don't know about this, man. He's not getting gases either. He's just gonna make a lot of zealots. But I feel like the charge is kind of late. And also, gotta note that SHIN absolutely skipped the link speed, so he has a lot of roaches out in the map. I'm not sure this is gonna work.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's
Also,
going to be good
Shin knows
defensively,
about it.
maybe, but you're spot on. I actually don't really believe in this either.
Ah.
As long as NightMare doesn't do anything too silly, he loses the shields on the War Prism immediately, and also is aware of the fact that this is not something he's going to get a whole lot done with. Getting Immortals is good. I would love to see a few more batteries as well, and just in case Shin is going to attack us, and we know that Shin likes to attack, he does come back for seconds, man. This boy, never satisfied. Once more.
Yeah, no. He's crazy.
Oh, please.
Yeah,
don't do
no,
that.
this build was terrible, I'll be honest. This build was absolutely terrible, no? Yeah, so he didn't achieve anything with these 7 gates. It's just, he just delayed his own 3rd base. I love it.
I mean, he has them.
Shin is making a lot of units. Yeah, he has them now. Shin is making a lot of units. I think he's gonna be pushing, no?
Yep. Also, it's nice to see, I think, all those roaches morphing into a Ravager on this side of the map. At that point, I feel like that's a big tell that the Zerg player wants to be aggressive. Otherwise, Zergs wouldn't be spending all those resources on upgrading their roaches into Ravagers. Right, when we say that, obviously
Yeah.
Shin is going to make 9 more drones, but he's still a 3-base Zerg. Perhaps he was just
Man, he's
fully
confused.
convinced that NightMare was going to attack him. And I do think that was the plan. NightMare's like, I want to attack you, but it also seemed like you want to attack me. And now we're both confused, and we're just going to roll with it.
Yeah. I just like the situation more for NightMare, just simply because he's making immortals. And Shin is not.
Said our neutral commentator.
No, I mean, like, Shin is not getting... His upgrades are giga late, and he made a bunch of roaches. And roaches, later on, they're gonna be absolutely awful, you know what I mean?
No. Well, awful.
You can't disagree with that, come on, man.
The roach.
Let's be honest here.
You want me to sit here on the record and say that the roach is gonna be awful? Of course, I'm gonna disagree with that.
Immortals on my screen, the roach is useless.
I see 2 immortals. I see 20 roaches.
It's gonna be a close fight between those two.
It's the law of the
Shin
big.
is going for bailings as well.
The law
Sorry,
of
go
the big
ahead.
numbers, mate. Sure, immortals are great, but what would you rather have, mate? 2 times $100 or 3,000 times $1?
That's a tough question, Kevin. I would rather have immortals.
That's a lot of zealots, by the way. Whoa, NightMare is moving out. Isn't that wild? Why the hell is he moving out?
Yeah. It's wild. Oh, nice force hits here. It's gonna kill some roaches, but well, I don't know. It's the same stuff again. He really should not be here. But he's getting good force fields on these roaches. He's getting decent trades.
Yeah.
The zealots are putting in the work. The immortals as well. NightMare's gonna go for disruptors.
I kind of like it,
Interesting.
man. Why not? If you spot that your opponent is sitting on 20 plus roaches, has a whole bunch of Ravagers out on the map as well, it kind of feels that this is one of these armies where it doesn't matter where you fire, you always get a decent connection, you know?
Yeah. Sorry.
I would
Yeah,
say,
no,
like,
it's,
don't even
it's
try
not
to
a bad
over
call.
micro it. Just send it in, take your hands off the keyboard, let Jesus take the wheel, and hope it's good.
Love it. That's what I always do as well. So I let Jesus handle it whenever I don't want to handle something, I just let Jesus take care of it.
And
It
does
doesn't
he
work
deliver?
that often though. No. I wanted Jesus to take care of a late game fight the other day in ZVP. I got bopped. So no, he did not deliver.
Alright, Shin desperately trying to get up to 4 bases. This is probably one of these games that he is asking himself right now, record scratch. You probably wonder how I got myself in this situation. I'm a maxed out Zerg, but it's 9 minutes in. I'm still on 3 bases, and I've got a crazy amount of Roaches, Ravages, waiting for Baneling speed, waiting for +2 melee. It's not the dream position to be in as a Zerg, if you ask me. Whereas, like, normally if you have this kind of a comp, you're supposed to be all over the Protoss. You're supposed to be doubling them in army supply pretty much, and hope that you can break them. Instead, the numbers are kind of small, but NightMare is a guy that will always still attack into you, no matter how many cannons and batteries you could potentially build or has already built. And if he gets surrounded by a maxed out Zerg with only 64 drones of pure Roach, Ling, Ravager, Bane, Speed Bane's ready now, this could still become a good fight for Shin.
Well, I really don't understand why NightMare is out in the map. This is gonna be the Banelings on the left side. They're getting good connections. The Disruptors are getting not very good connections, and yeah, nothing.
Okay, this is a bit of a throw, man. Like, I know that I was memeing a little that I believe in the Roach and everything, but this is unnecessary. Can NightMare at least save a couple of these Disruptors? We got a Shield Battery Overcharge and an Immortal Reynor. Is that good enough to dream? One great Nova is perhaps all he truly needs to stabilize. Battery Overcharge cannot keep it alive. This one has potential. Gets a triple kill on the Ravagers. We still have a Prism. We're whopping in some extra units, and it is going to turn into a hold. I love that blink. Now we do need to run away against the Zerglings.
That's a lot of Zerglings. Yeah. He sniped the Overseer. He's morphing in DTs right now. I think Shin has the hold, honestly. He has to be careful that he doesn't lose too much. But even if he like loses this 4th Nexus, I wouldn't hate it for Shin, for NightMare. But I don't even think he's gonna. He might be losing the Nexus, but I think it's not the end of the world, man. Like, Shin is on what, 64 drones. His army is absolute crap. He lost a lot of stuff. He's getting a hive, but for what? For Vipers, I guess?
Yeah. I think Vipers would be useful here. Maybe Shin needs to slow his roll a tiny bit. I know he just took a couple of good fights and he reset the count on the robot units, but I don't know if we need to keep on attacking into it, especially now there is a Colossus. I don't really like the non-stop aggression here. I get it, because he's low on drones, right? And he probably feels I've got him on wobbly legs. But he is not getting NightMare out of this game right here and right now. So he needs to slow down, perhaps drone up a tiny bit. What a weird game this has been, eh? Because this was such a good fight for Shin. It was ridiculously good. It should have never been that good. But then NightMare, right when he lost almost everything, that's when he started to turn into a god. Snipe the Overseer. Good job with the Overcharge. Nice Nova, finally, where he killed 3 Ravages at once. And turned the worst start ever of a fight into a hold.
Yeah, exactly. That was a very big throw from NightMare right there. He fortunately is still in the game, as you mentioned. He microed very well towards the end. But I feel like if you have Disruptors especially, you never want to be stepping on creep. And you know, like, Shin was making a lot of units and NightMare knew about it. You also saw the 4th base was giga late. So there, once again, there was no reason for NightMare to be there. But NightMare wouldn't be NightMare if he wasn't randomly in the middle of the map.
If NightMare would ever get a coach and be like, hey man, there are some moments where you really don't have to move out because they kind of have to attack into you. Your army skills better, you're ahead. And if they do ever want to transition into late game, then you can slowly move out as a maxed out Protoss, clean up creep, and still take good fights. If he has to have someone like that on his side, he may very well become the best Protoss in the world overnight.
He could just be the GOAT after that, honestly.
It's crazy, man. This game looks so freaking good for him, and then he gave Shin the only fight that Shin probably wasn't even dreaming about, right? I was like, yeah, this is never gonna happen. And he's like, oh, you're here? Now we have a couple of Vipers in the mix. Colossus will get abducted. All of them get abducted. One of them gets saved. This Overcharge, by the way, could become a battery Overcharge for the ages. Banelings will blow it up, but I think it's another hold for NightMare. After NightMare took a terrible fight earlier in the center of the map. Really nice War Prism play. And that battery Overcharge was monstrous, healing up that Archon for as long as it did.
Yeah, very, very good to hold here from NightMare. This is gonna be rough now for Shin, because what do? You just keep on making... Oh, yeah, that's a Stalker accidentally.
Another one.
That's another one. Another one.
It's a play. NightMare blinking forward here. Maybe needs to be a tiny bit careful. He's still down in army supply a lot, by the way. That's so many freaking Roaches that are now getting into the sweet spot. The soft underbelly of the Protoss army is a bit in trouble. No matter how good your War Prism micro is here, you're gonna struggle. Did NightMare just overstep once more? Did he get a tiny bit overeager? Were the abducts on Stalkers? Low-key genius, giving NightMare too much confidence. Reynor, what is this bizarre game that we are watching? We need Coco's Overcharge.
Yeah, the overcharge is coming in. I believe NightMare can hold here maybe. He has to be really careful and use the prism well, but this is another case of like, oh, I don't need to move out, but I will anyways. And he just attacks into him, and the game is close again.
It's very close.
I still don't mind it for NightMare if he manages to stabilize
I
here,
think
but...
he's gonna die here, mate. I think he's actually gonna die. He's gonna lose that pile, and the battery's on power. The Immortal is very low on HP. That Colossus is very low on HP, or at least he's going to lose a bunch of probes. The Zealots, are the Zealots then strong and good enough to save the day? Yes, they are for now. It's still a couple of extra units. The Colossus has died, so just Lings alone right now would be very problematic.
Yeah, there's 2 Colossus on the way, and look at that Overseer. That Overseer is 1 HP. If he manages to snipe it, he's gonna be able to warp in some DTs. Now the Colossus do come out, but the base dies again, and now it's quite rough for NightMare, because the base is giga important. He does snipe these Ravagers, which is nice. You think he's gonna move out again?
Of course he is. He's NightMare. He's got 2 very healthy Colossus. He's like, I haven't had this luxury in a while. If I can attack with a 2 HP Colossus and a 7 HP Immortal, I can absolutely attack with 2 healthy Colossus. Make a couple Archons. Vipers are back on the menu. They've got energy. By the way, towards the very tail end of that fight, just when NightMare thought he was no longer in danger of losing that hero Immortal, 3 Zerglings sniped the Immortal. And imagine this army right now +1 Immortal. It would really make a difference.
Yeah, it would. Well, NightMare had quite a bit of gas banked up, so he managed to warp in some Archons. This is still a little bit scary for SHIN, but I don't mind it personally. Once again, I would have liked if NightMare just took his own base again, and you know, because like SHIN is still on 60 drones.
Hello? What about an abduct on a prism? Why don't we just abduct the prism? I know that he's gonna get feedback if he chases too far, but felt like we were in range there to abduct the prism.
Storm, okay. But if NightMare somehow manages to get to Storm, that's gonna be quite good. But he has to be careful. What is he doing, man? Like, oh my.
Why did we drop a parabomb there?
I don't know. But why was NightMare there? Oh my god.
Yeah, he really wanted to feedback the Vipers. It's just,
I get it, man.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, he did land 1 feedback, lost the War Prism and 2 High Templars for it, but...
Hey, at least we got the feedback. Now Viper has to recharge again. And we're seeing Ultra Cavern coming out of SHIN. What is this game, man? What is going on?
These 2 are a perfect match for each other. You've outdone yourself here as matchmaker, Reynor.
Thank you, Kevin. I was very excited for this too. SHIN does, NightMare does have Storm now. Ah, the Storms! He's not using them. Okay, now they're coming in, but it might be a little bit too late, honestly. The High Templars are getting jumped, and the Vipers do get an abduct as well. I think this is gonna be it.
You know what would have been very useful here, by the way, that War Prism we just donated on the other side of the map.
Yeah, and the 2 High Templars as well, perhaps. Could have done something good here. But no, at least we got the feedback off, showed SHIN who's the boss, and we're gonna move into game 4. Very exciting series.
Asserting his dominance, mate, for game 4. 16 probes have died, 4th Nexus has fallen one more time. After 17 minutes and 30 seconds of a lot of question marks for Reynor and I, it is SHIN who gets the job done. Technically he was in a good spot, then he was in a bad spot because he just stayed there forever. Then it looked like he was in a world of trouble, but then NightMare gave him the best possible fight that he could have ever wished for. I don't think he was even allowed to dream about a fight that good. Then he couldn't quite kill it, and then the game just got mega crazy for a while, and it was NightMare winning, SHIN winning, NightMare winning, SHIN winning, but had a bit of everything.
Yeah, at least it was a proper banger, man. We don't see this kind of games every day, so I'm excited. I'm excited to see Ghost River as well. The shortest map. No, the second shortest map in the map pool.
Yeah, Ghost River, fun to watch. I don't find it very fun to play.
Oh, I hate it as well.
Yeah. You know what I hate even more, mate, is that every single time I play Ghost River, in my mind I have a brilliant Tempest build. And they all just suck. Like, I never win a single game with Tempest. And then I see Drogo building Tempest against Lambo, and somehow they look amazing. That makes me even more angry.
I've seen one of your great Tempest builds against Jim Rising. I think it was on Ghost River.
Jesus, yeah.
Banger game.
Yeah. Mate, I am so bad with Tempest. I just never win. It's actually insane.
That was awful, Kevin.
I
I'm
know,
not
I
gonna-
know. I'm aware of it, mate. That's not even the worst thing I've done, believe it or not.
I believe you. I believe you.
Alrighty, round 4 of Ghost River. Top right side, taking the 2-1 lead. Don't ask us how, and I wouldn't even ask him how, but I'm sure he's happy with it. One map away from walking away with 150 buckies. This is Gaming Gladiator SHIN. He is definitely gaming
Whoa,
like a gladiator
oh
today.
man, I'm taking notes. I'm taking notes. My notepad is full right now. In the top left of Ghost River, we have the Protoss player down 1-2. It is NightMare. If you ask me, what did you learn from this series? I don't know what I could tell you honestly. I would be a little bit speechless because I have no idea what I just watched 3 games in a row. But I'm having fun, so that's all that matters.
I believe the moral of the story should be stay true to your inner self.
No matter what the other people do or what they say, just keep going forward, man.
Don't
Keep
forget where you came from, Reynor. You okay, mate? Are the game is
Yeah,
getting
I'm
the best
okay.
of you?
Oh my god, I'm dying here. I'm loving it. You have no idea how much I'm loving this.
I have a vague idea, but alright. Game 4. Yells River. Small chance we get to see Tempest, mate.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Maybe he watched a couple of Rocky streams, but in that case, he would never make a Tempest.
No,
if so
no,
he'd build
no.
Tempest in this.
It was maybe see a
Your
double
stream is the
stock.
best ad for no Tempest and no Oracles.
Oracles I try. You know the problem with Oracles is, mate, it's not that I don't think Oracles are good. They're amazing. But if you press F2, they are the first unit that you have. So if I ever have an Oracle, I'd rather get rid of it as quickly as possible. So my F2 works better.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
It's
It's
very
the same problem Terran players have. That's why they don't make a Raven in the late game.
I
There's the Raven, man. They have to F2 and the Raven messes up with it.
Same for sentries as well. Like one sentry I can live with, but if you have too many other units that take priority over Phoenix, I cannot group my Phoenixes properly. It becomes annoying.
I was watching a game and it was a Protoss player. I don't remember who it was, but he had sentries and High Templars.
Yeah.
I think it might have been Cristiano or something, and he killed the sentry just so he wouldn't have to, he wouldn't have to actually micro with control groups and stuff. That was amazing to watch.
Hey, sometimes you have to take one step back to make 2 steps forward, mate.
It's high level tech. I love it.
Like that idea of the adept from the high ground, getting in range of a couple of the drones that are mining from the low ground. But Shin had a good read on the situation, brought the queens over, pulled the drones away very quickly too. What is the number one thing you hate as a Zerg player about Ghost River when you play against world-class Protoss players?
Oh, the thing about Ghost River is that it feels like once you lose like 3-4 drones, the game is absolutely over. Because what they do is they just put a gateway forward, like in the middle of the map, and they just keep on making stalkers. Since the map is so short, it's never ending pressure and it's insanely hard to hold. Like in GSL, for instance, against Hero, I didn't have the best early game. It was okay, but not the best. And I knew it was coming, the blink. So I stopped at 50 drones. I made like mass links, got good rambites, but it's just so insanely hard to hold.
I thought you did a lot of things right there for a while, and it looked promising. You were finding good damage. I mean, it was a incredibly close game, right? Because you did so much damage that the moment you just get one slightly good enough fight on your side of the map, I do think it would have gone your way. But yeah, the stasis traps is also what makes it so freaking hard for the Lynx to get a good fight off creep near that pylon in the gateway.
Yeah, also the ramp, the rocks on the ramp, they work against you if Protoss makes stalkers. It's really annoying.
Not enough surface
This
area
map in
for the Lynx
general.
to work with, eh?
Yeah, this map in general is really annoying. I'm not the biggest fan of it.
It was a map that when it was introduced, I was like, I think I'm gonna like this map. I can see a lot of fun games here. I have to admit, I had a couple fun PvPs and 1 or 2 very fun PvTs, but the PvZs on this map have not been particularly fun for me. And overall, I find PvP on maps like this also a bit annoying when there is so much area for stalkers to blink in. But yeah, You know,
Yeah.
we've seen bangers on it at least, right? So to give some credit
We
to the
have,
map
we
maker,
have.
it has given us some absolute bangers already.
SHIN losing 5 drones to 3 adepts. Like me personally, watching this, I would think the game is over. If this was Hero, the game would be absolutely over. I can tell you this. Like 100%, I would bet my house on Hero right now.
Well,
But
NightMare is
it
gonna
seems
go
like
with
NightMare is doing the same thing. Yeah.
yeah, a very similar approach. Wouldn't hate it if he starts up +1. I think you can kind of afford that. There you go. He's gonna fire it up immediately, and then eventually, indeed, you just find a nice spotty for your probe to go to the other side of the map. You warp in a pile and you warp in a gate, and you just kind of take it from there. It's gonna be very hard for Shin to deal with it. What is the best play that he has? Still just roaches, lings, ravages, or is there something else you'd like
Well,
to
I
see
think
him do?
roaches are absolutely not the way. I think what you want on this map is go for a very fast +1 melee, and kind of do what I did against Hero
Yeah.
in GSL, and you just make a lot of links. You get a spine, couple of spines, and you just focus on rambuys. Ideally, you have a little bit better of a little better early game, and then it works. But you can see NightMare is already doing it. It's a super common strategy on this map. I have to face it every other day, and I absolutely hate it.
Well, Shin is
Yeah,
gonna go for the
Shin is gonna make
defense that
roaches.
you don't believe in, and that is the roaches. You kind of want to get roach speed here too, by the way, Shin. Like, I know maybe he wants to focus on units first, but roaches that don't have roach speed are just so freaking awful against stalkers that do have blink. Even I can micro my way out of that, Reynor, and that says something.
Yeah, it does say something. And NightMare here, moving in with the stalkers at this little choke point. It's so annoying, as you can see. Like, you can just micro forever through this. And he has to be a little bit careful of the rambuys. Shin is getting a bailing nest already. He's supply block. And NightMare getting some damage done. This is gonna go on forever.
6
Oh, what?
overlords. Alright, 3 overlords now.
Shin is... NightMare is making a charge in +1 as well right now, which I'm not a fan of.
Now, you think it's better to just double down, pure Oracle Stalker, believe in the build, and eventually your trades are gonna be good enough?
Yeah, I think you could have killed him. I'm telling you, like, if this is Hero, he would have won the game right here. For sure.
Ooh, actually flies into a corrosive out there too with the Oracle. Yeah, it seems that NightMare really does not want to push his luck, does not want to go up that ramp. It's not really getting the maximum value that these Blink Stalkers absolutely could have had. Stasis Trappy here though, that one had potential if those links would have been taken out. I'm gonna keep an eye on those links on the left side of the map that I think will try to morph into banelings in the near future. But Shin obviously doesn't want to do it too early.
That's a smarter move.
Wants to make sure that he doesn't die. I don't think he should die here.
And NightMare just keeping up the Stalker production. He's not even trying to expand for a 4th base. He just keeps on going. I like it. I would have liked it even more if he just made Stalkers, honestly, and just be a little bit more aggressive towards that left side. But this could also work with the Zealots.
Banelings on the left side of the map.
Banelings.
Is NightMare paying attention? He is not paying attention. Relatively late pool, -9 workers. And on top of that, the cannon and the battery too. So an excellent slow Baneling run by. Maybe Baneling speed was ready towards the very end. But well done by Shin. Good damage.
Yeah, well done. And Shin moving in, he has to be really careful with these oracles because they can absolutely pack a punch. And NightMare is going in with the Zealots, but he has to be careful because this Banelings are done morphing. Oh my god.
It's a shame
Queens are
that the
getting
final
taken
2
out, the
Banelings
oracles.
were not quite able
Oh
to
my
connect.
God.
Oh my goodness, he just killed 2 oracles again with the Ravagers as NightMare is so deep on creep. Roaches and Ravagers with a couple of links showing up now as well. Even the Queens are going to help out. NightMare is playing this out in a very reckless manner. I actually think that this is going incredibly good so far for Shin. Can't believe he lost 2 oracles again against the Ravagers.
Yeah, no, that was insane from NightMare. Well, also, I would have liked it a lot more if he just sent the Zealots towards the main and the natural.
Yeah, that
and
would
he
have been
split them
amazing.
off. Yeah, I just really hated this. The way he executed it and the way he went with this build, I am not a fan of it at all. I don't think NightMare is too specialized in this kind of build here. So I played him quite a bit on this map and he never did it against me. He was one of the few Protoss players that didn't. So maybe he was testing something, I don't know.
Maybe
Yeah,
he's a game
they seem
believer
too
after
confident
seeing
with it.
Hero win with it over and over again, but you're spot on. We cannot ignore the fact that those Zealots, by the way, would have had 1-1 upgrades against 0-0 Zerglings. The only upgrade Shin had was +1 missile attacks. So you put 5 of those 1-1 Zealots in the natural, 5 of those 1-1 Zealots in the main, and then you can just take the fight slow with your Stalkers here. You can stay on the edge of creep, you can keep those Oracles alive. I am completely with you. I think that was game-ending potential there for Shin. Instead, he's in all sorts of trouble, and he needs to pull off a miraculous hold. We have a battery overcharge, but the Ravagers are in range. Those corrosive balls missed, but there are some Banelings that could have gone for it, won't go for it. They're going to go for the workers instead, and that is also going to be good enough. So with or without a kill on that overcharge battery, it seems that Shin is going to be able to win the second best of 5 here in the BASILISK Big Brain Bouts Asia Edition. Organized and brought to you by Reynor, as he just has too much. GG gets called. Shin walks away with 150 bucks.
Yeah, congratulations to Shin. A little bit disappointed in NightMare. Usually I think he's a little bit better than what he showed today, but what can you do? BBB is a massive tournament, and sometimes you just feel the nerves, man.
And he made that crazy forward blink, by the way, too. We were so focused
that
on
blink
the Zealots.
and the Zealots as well. Nah. That's very bad, honestly.
Yeah, there's barely.
If it,
There's only 3 queens too, by the way. Like triple Orog. Oh man, yeah. Okay, it was tough watching it the first time, where like this could have gone better. But if you take a look at it in the replay, you're like, oh my goodness. Yeah,
literally nothing went right.
No. That should have been perhaps a NightMare victory, and that should have sent us to a rubber match that I would have loved to see. Instead, it turns into a 3-1 victory for Shin. We've had a Zerg winning. We've had a Protoss winning in the opening series. Next up, we've got a TVZ. Does that mean that now the Terrans get something to celebrate too?
Yeah, hopefully. Cure played against Rogue yesterday in the GSL, and we looked quite decent. Went for a proxy rocks as well, which I'm a big fan of in TVZ. So, yeah. Let me message Solar and Cure.
Went for a big game smash.
Mostly Solar. Yeah. Cure is very good at that.
All right, we'll settle that prediction. We'll get ready for the next one. You guys believed in Shin as he gets the job done. He walks away with 150 buckies. A third series will be between Solar and Cure. Best of 5.
Solar is not replying to me. It's always stressful, man. I don't know how you do it.
Yes, well,
whenever they don't reply to me instantly, I'm fucking panicking here.
Why do you think I look so old, mate?
You think it's because of that?
I've had a few guys give me a heart attack. I think Australia has been the worst so far. He just overslept one time. He was 30 minutes late. I believe in Solar.
Yeah, I remember that.
I believe in Solar.
I believe as well. He said he would play, and he also said Cure would play. So I'm sure they're gonna show up.
All right. Well, we'll make it a 15-minute prediction. We are actually right on schedule. We started 2 hours ago. We're 2 series in, so I'm gonna go ahead and let's give them some time. Maybe they're both just warming up, right? Playing a ladder game. They probably thought that NightMare was going to win game 4. I think you're in the channel, mate.
Do you?
Yeah. Cure is here on Battle.net. Liquid
Oh,
Cure.
Beast. Very nice. That's good to see. Now we're just missing Solar.
We'll get him. All right, guys. While we wait for Solar and we'll let the players settle their vetoes and whatnot, we're going to go ahead and take a little break. After that, we'll be back. Third match, same as the first two. $150 for the winner, $50 for the loser in this very special Asia edition of the BASILISK Big Brain Bouts. And yes, Reynor is part of the Asia edition because he's in Korea. So, what do you say, Reynor? We'll give it a couple minutes. We hope that Solar shows up. We expect him to. And we'll take it from there.
He messaged me. It's like, I'm on game 3, no? And I was like, it is game 3. And now he said, fuck. This is not looking good for having...
We'll figure it out, man.
We'll figure it out. Worst case scenario, play a PvT against Cure. Show him how it's done.
And then Solar plays against Oliveira. We just... No. Let's try to stay with the current matches. I believe in Solar, man.
Yeah.
He'll make it.
Yeah, I'll sort this out and let you know. I'll go for a break as well.
Yeah, that's all good, matey. Alright, guys, so Reynor is going to go ahead and see how far away Solar is. Can't really take that long. We're going to take a couple minutes. I'm going to go ahead and grab myself some water. Maybe tea. I don't know.
Bro, oh my god. Kevin.
What? What is it? How bad is it?
Jesus Christ.
Why?
It's as bad as Astrea.
Yeah.
Oh my god. I cannot believe this.
Okay. Why? What did he say?
Okay. He needs 30 minutes is what he said.
30 minutes. Okay.
I'll try to ask Paynan if he wants to play now, okay?
Alright. Yeah, but... Alright.
Yeah, but that also kind of sucks because I have to play and then I come back casting.
Yes, that does suck a little bit, but it would work. If you can start against Oliveira now, then we can do that, and we can just cast the last match together. I think it's okay, mate. It's all good. I know you're doing your best. I know it's not easy, Reynor, from a man who comes of doing this for a little while, a place with a lot of experience. I know it's not easy. Don't stress yourself out too much. We'll figure it out. You see if Oliveira is available, and then you just decide what makes you happy. Worst comes to worst, we'll buy 30 minutes. It's okay.
Okay. I'll sort this out and let you know. Be right back.
All right. Organizing tournaments and making nerds show up on time is not as easy as you guys think it is. But we're gonna make it one way or the other. If we have to wait 20, 25 minutes, it's okay. If Reynor wants to play against Oliveira first, that's also okay. We've already played one series out of order. Would it really hurt anybody if we played a second out of order too? We'll take a couple minutes. By the time that I come back, we'll hopefully have it all sorted out. And if not, you guys will be a part of our journey as we figure it out live on air. It's different, it's early, but we're having fun, and I think that's all that matters. See you guys soon. Third best of 5 coming up. What we do know is that it's going to be a TVZ. We just don't know which one yet. See you guys soon.